Mic check. 1, 2. 1, 2. What's good? Good day. Greetings. Salutations. How's you? How's it going? We are just getting started today. Mic check 1, 2, 1, 2. Welcome in. Good day, greetings, salutations. If you can hear me clearly, would you mind clicking the screen a couple times so that I know the microphone is working on your side? We are just starting this evening. Welcome in. Good to see you. Good day. Where are you tuning in from? What you grateful for? Volume's lovely. Love to hear it. Thank you, Riss. What's good, you legend? How's the day treating you, hun? Frogs aren't too loud in the background. Rain's not too loud. Welcome from Australia. Welcome from Arkansas. Strong energy just right off the bat. We're just drawing. Welcome from London. Planting in the backyard. Heck yes. It's been a beautiful day today. I got to stop by the beach. Black sands. It was amazing, dude. I'm honestly speechless. I'm still processing it. I'm pretty sure it's like a beach made out of lava rocks. It's outstanding. Those are coqui frogs in the background. Neither birds nor crickets. Yes, yes, yes. Good to see you. Welcome in if it's your first time here. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Gavin, aka Zen the Alchemist. This evening we'll be playing with the cards. I'm not sure if we're going to do all 12 houses. It's about the Aries season. It's already Tuesday in some of the places. So we could do Tarot Tuesday and read a beginning reading for all 12 houses, general readings. Or we could do personal readings tonight if anybody wants to receive a personal reading. So I'm curious what y'all are thinking, what y'all are vibing with today. I'm stoked. Happy New Year. Welcome in if it's your first time here. If you've been here before, welcome back. Sit back, relax, maybe get yourself some snacks, some water. We're not going anywhere. We'll be here for a little bit this evening. It's early over here on the Big Island, so we're going to take our time. I'm curious if you have any feedback tonight. But also, my intuition is saying let's go right to it for all 12 houses. So, I think we're going to go with that. Regardless, cheers to each and every one of you. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Always important. Always important. Heck yeah, Casey. Small world indeed. It's early out here. It's been a beautiful day. Hey, I'm curious. Do you know your big three? Because what we're about to do is 12 readings for all 12 houses of the astrology calendar. That's what it means. So in astrology, there are 12 houses. Starting with Aries being number 1, Pisces number 12. We are now completing number 12, Pisces season, making our way into Aries season. And once a week we like to do general readings for all 12 houses of the astrology wheel. That being Tarot Tuesday, it is Tuesday. And it just so happens to be like the first day of Aries. About to be. I think it's like 29 degrees. So, that's what we will read. Heck yeah, Fatima and Riss, they know their big three. Virgo Sun, Leo Moon, Aqua Rising, Aquarius Sun, Cancer Moon, Pisces Rising. Heck yeah. I did not know that, Pisces Rising being the most rare. Learn something new every day. Epic. Well, happy early birthday. Yeah, we're going to start with Aries, house number 1. That's how we would begin. So, we'll get right to it tonight. I'm stoked to get started. We're going to do 12 readings for all 12 houses. Do we have any Aries in the house today? Your birthday's coming up. Last day of Pisces. It's been real. It's been one of the best Pisces seasons I've experienced in a long time, honestly. Shouts out to 12th house. Let's keep up this energy, integrating, living the dream as we step into Aries season. Let's see what the message is for my Aries friends. Any suns, any moons, any ascendants, wherever your first house placement is. Typically this is in alignment with the rising sign. Any signs for the collective. Synchronicities, words of wisdom, direction, any omens, anything to be focused on as we begin this Aries season. What's the word? What's the word? That's very true, Moon. Fantastic. Let's do this. Aries, house number 1. Sun, Moon, Ascendants. I love it. Strong energy. Right now we have Sun in Pisces, Moon in Cancer. We are completing this cycle, but we step forward in a Tarot Tuesday today. For house number 1, the message is, first and foremost, we have number 13, the Death card. Child of the great transformers. We have the 4 of Cups here. Lord of blended pleasure. Reversed. And the Moon card here in the root. Also reversed. The last day of Pisces season. The Pisces card. Ruler of the flux and the reflux. The Moon. And the Goddess for you, my dudes. We have the Spider Woman, the Goddess of co-creation here for the collective. Only one card right set up on the table today, and that is number 13, the Death card, Scorpio Sun. Strong energy of transformation here, especially as we shift from the end of the year to the new year, according to the astrological calendar. Lots and lots of transformation occurring. The real key is learning how to stay centered throughout all of this and recognize what it is that is within our personal, quote-unquote, control and how we can move forward from this awareness. When it seems like the world around us is collapsing, the best thing that we can do is stay centered. The eye of the storm is the calmest part, and the key that's going to assist us in this journey is learning how to connect to our soul within. And the Moon card in the root, the Pisces indicator, is holding this energy here for the collective. The ruler of the flux and the reflux reminds us of how the moon, just as it moves the water within the earth, it also moves the water within us. Water in the tarot, in esoteric wisdom, is the element of intuition, the spirit, the connection of the soul. The water within is also your feelings and your emotions. And so right now I'm getting a lot of dense emotion on the table. Ultimately, we ask that it may be washed away, and how can we continue to find the fun in the process of the decay. Ultimately, like for me personally, to share a story, I used to be a composting manager of sites, and we would create big composting piles out of food scraps in San Diego, and we would have such a blast. Like, there's all this decay, all these rotting, smelly foods in this pile. We're like out here with pitchforks and shovels, like turning all these food scraps and mulch and whatnot. We're having fun, we're talking, we're having good conversation, and like there's revelry and joy amidst this transformation. And this is where it's like learning how to find the fun in that process. I'm also getting glimpses of the scene from Pippi Longstocking when they're making a cleaning party, basically. I don't know if you ever saw that film back in the day, but they're having a blast, a grand old time cleaning, and we have to the death is such an important aspect of the creation. And I feel like our society and the world that we live in has very warped relationships with this concept, and we have very disconnected depictions and also this like demonization as well around the concept of death, as if like when you die, like you lose the game or something. And that's like not it. The more we can learn how to become friends with death, the more we can step into our role as the creators of our reality. Ultimately, with every exhale, we transform, we put to rest all that which is no longer in resonance, and with every inhale, we breathe in to that which we wish to bring into creation. One breath at a time, my friends. What a great reading to start today. If that resonated in any way, shape, or form, go ahead and drop me a fire emoji down there, any emoji that you resonate with, Aries. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving. Next we have Aries, number 2. Number 2, Aries. Excuse me, Taurus. Completing with Aries, Taurus, house number 2. Up next for you, my dudes. Like a phoenix, we rise. Absolutely. Ashes. Dust to dust. Taurus. Cardinal Earth. For you today. What's the message, my friends? House number 2 represents our values. Yes, house number 2 indicates what we hold near and dear to our heart and how we live in this space. Do we have any Taurus in the house today? Sun, moon, ascendant. For you, my friends, wherever you have a second house placement, wherever you may have Venus. Venus is the ruler of Taurus, what we love, what we hold near and dear to our heart. Let's see what the word is today. Any messages for the collective? We get right to it. They're jumping. Yes, we get 2 cards for house number 2 today. Outstanding. I like this. Seems like that's a theme, maybe. Like, once again, as the previous Aries reading, we have only 1 card on the table right side up. In this, for you, we have Hera, the queen of Greek mythology, wife of Zeus, goddess of alliance for the collective. We have the Spider Woman, once again, jumping off the top of the deck. Extra card, this time reverse. She wanted to hang around for this reading. In the tarot, all the cards in reverse. Very strong for house number 2. We have the Magician here in the draw. The Magus of Power. We have the Queen of Wands here in reverse. Queen of the Thrones and the Flames. And we have the Emperor for you. The card of Aries, Son of the Morning. It is rain above me. Yes, indeed. And Koki frogs in the background. And we keep grooving. House number 2. Some strong messages for you. This is developing connection with the life force within and all around you. House number 2 being Cardinal Earth. I literally see like Taurus as Mother Bhumi. Mother Bhumi is Mother Earth in Hindu mythology. And this is developing a relationship, seeing Mother Earth as a being within ourselves and seeing our bodies as extensions of Mother Earth. And as we develop healthier relationship with ourselves, we also develop healthier, happier relationships with the world within and around us. Also tapping into the energy of natural magic. Like, this is very just going outside and connecting with the earth, putting our bare feet on the ground, soaking up the sunlight, like recognizing how magical it is to be in this life existence. And I'm so grateful that we can be streaming right now from the Big Island and you can hear the sounds around us. Like, it's really easy for me to communicate this message right now because it's so apparent, and yet we can feel this and experience this wherever we may go, especially when we even just going on a walk out in some nature on a trail. Being in places where there are more trees than people is something I always encourage. Being in spaces where you can hear running water is also great to allow you to get out of your mind and return to your presence. Ultimately, because we are beings of the cosmos, and the more we can learn how to connect to this within our own right, we can then cultivate this seat within ourselves, because we have it all seated within us. Just as the sunflower has the capacity, the ability, the destiny to blossom and bloom into a completely beautiful field of flowers. One, flower has these seeds, and all of those seeds will then create flowers that can create thousands of flowers as well. We too have this capacity. Ultimately, it's so important for us to take the steps necessary to actualize what has been encoded within us, and a big part of that is learning how to call our power back. Learning how to recognize what is it that you value, what do you stand for, what do you stand in, and is your space, are the people, the places, and the experiences that you are currently entertaining or committing yourself to, are these in alignment with your well-being? Do these cultivate a sense of majesty within you? The Emperor, the Queen of Wands, the Magician here on the table is just like very much fire, strength, power, like what we came here to feel alive. And most people do not have the wherewithal. I mean, literally just after I said that, 15 people jumped out of this live stream, and that just speaks a lot. Do you have it within you to want to take the steps within this. And like ultimately we can make all the excuses in the world not to step into our power, but ultimately if we are showing up to the best of our ability with what we have in that moment of time, we begin to actualize. And you have the power within you, my friend. It's written here in the cards. It's rooted. The Emperor. Now the challenge is learning how to practice this, cultivate this, because you've reached a point of no return. These cards are all here. The fact that they're in reverse, I'm getting that now it's the time to integrate this energy, the time to continue to amplify and step into this. I love it. Let's get to it. We're going to keep it flowing with house number 2. Thank you, Taurus. Fantastic. So my question for you, leaving this and moving forward, is what fires you up? Like I said, what do you value, and how can you continue to cultivate that energy within you, stoke that flame within life? Because we are here alive, and we are meant to feel alive. Groovy. Tonight, I'm curious if that was in resonance, if my Taurus in the house or anybody wants to drop their favorite Bull or Earth or Taurus emoji, you're more than welcome to say this evening. We keep it flowing with house number 3, Gemini, tonight. Yes, indeed. Gemini ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. Gemini, house number 3, is all about verbalization, speaking into existence. What's the word? What's the message for the collective? Any guidance, any clarity, signs, or synchronicities for you this evening, Gemini? House number 3. Do we have any Geminis in the house? Sun, moon, ascendant. Personally, the moon was in Gemini when I was born, so I'm a little biased. I love it. Let's do this. Oh, yes. Perfect. These cards came out to play tonight. Gemini, house number 3. First, stay hydrated, my dudes. Strong theme on the table. Only card one side up. Only card in reverse. Everything else is actually right side up now. We have Mnemosyne, the goddess of the past, here for the collective. Number 36. We have the Death card here once again. Child of the great Transformers. We have the Magician here once more for the collective. Strong cards on the table, and in the root we have the Wheel of Fortune, my friends. House number 3, the cards came to play today, and what now I'm really getting is we must let go of the past in order to step into our future. We must surrender and trade all of these stories, all of these lingering energies, all of these past patterns, programs, vibrations, frequencies, all of these bits of experience that are no longer in resonance with our magician, with our Wheel of Fortune. We must surrender, we must sacrifice, we must let this go. We must compost this energy so that we can create fertile soil for ourselves from which we can grow. Ultimately, the past being in reverse is showing that this is happening naturally already. We really don't even have to do anything. Everything happens perfectly. With the Wheel of Fortune here, right side up in the root, shows to me that yes, we are rooted in this energy, and we are now moving our wheels to the frequency of fortune. Death within itself is a beautiful magician. The more we can embrace this, the more we can lean into this transformation, the more we can open ourselves up to the guidance of the greatness, the divine wisdom that exists within us, the more that we can then step into and actualize these quote-unquote higher timelines, these higher frequency energies, and how important it is for us to lean into these. Like I said earlier, death is to be a friend, and it is something to not be afraid of. Ultimately, now is the time to recognize, especially with Gemini, house number 3 being mental energy, what stories, what beliefs, what patterns, what thoughts, beliefs is strong here. What thoughts am I holding on to? What am I identifying with? How am I personifying? How do these thoughts and beliefs create the personality, the person who I am? And what needs to be shedded? I'm getting, big time shedding of the skin energy. And I also just want to be graceful and compassionate to remind us that, when an animal is shedding its skin, we can't just yank it off. It all happens in perfect time. Ultimately, we must shed our skin nonetheless, and we must leave it behind. You don't want to hang on to that bad boy as you keep moving forward into your life, and this is where we must surrender the past. You don't just want to hang on, like no snake just holds its old skin around in its mouth as it continues to move forward into his life. That would just be silly. So may you continue to tap into that frequency of fortune, and this is where gratitude is going to be a portal. Like the fact that we can just be here right now, the fact that we can just have air in our lungs, and the capacity to share space, and to sit, and to have bodies, and to be. How fortunate we are to be. And that is what's going to shift our frequency and begin to root into that. So this is where like a gratitude journal or a daily practice of intention creation or journaling in general, connecting to yourself, maybe even prayer. These can all help you lean into this transformation and then show up to the signs that the universe is continuing to present to you. Fantastic. Gemini, house number 3. We love this energy. We're going to keep it moving. Thanks, y'all. If you like that, go ahead and drop me your favorite bird emoji, your favorite Gemini emoji, your favorite angel emoji. We're going to keep it flowing tonight. Next, we have house number 4. Cancer, sun, moon, ascendant. Yes, the moon is currently in Cancer. House number 4, this is the home. This is the space of creation. So if Gemini is speaking our words into existence, Cancer is what we have created. The home that contains these words. Stoked for it. Let's get to it. Do we have any Cancer, sun, moon, ascendants out here in the house tonight? Ruled by the moon, being the ruling planet of house number 4. Listening to our intuition. Extra sensitive, extra psychic. Let's get right to it. Maybe if you've been experiencing some like really notable synchronicities lately, or just movements in your life, that could be a strong sign as the stars have been dancing out there. Let's get right to it for house number 4. We're stoked for this. What's the message? Any guidance? Any clarity? Extra card on the table. I like it. Let's get right to it. The Fool. I love it. The Fool here, only right side up in the tarot, in the draw, the spirit of the ether. As we step from Pisces season into Aries, I believe that the moon will still be in Cancer as we shift, and it'll start in Leo in the early morning. We have the Knight of Swords here in reverse. The 5 of Swords, also reversed. The 6 of Swords and the Root, also reversed. Lord of earned success. Lord of defeat. Lord of the winds and the breezes. Knight of Swords. Strong air energy. The goddess for the collective this evening, we have number 31, Mary, Mother Mary, the goddess of miracles. There's a couple ways we can take this reading. The Fool card is usually a beautiful indicator of beginnings, of initiating new journeys. The Fool is someone who's like ready to take the leap, to start the adventure. And as we are starting the new calendar from Pisces to Aries, this could be a very beautiful sign of the springtime, leaning into these almost foolish dreams, these whimsical, these like dreaming as big as you possibly can, not allowing the logic to attempt to limit you. Allowing yourself, like it was your imagination, it was your world, not needing to attach onto it, not needing to ask like how that's going to happen, just allowing yourself that practice to exercise the muscle that is the imagination, ultimately, because it's so important that we reclaim our mental energy, our strength, and our vision. Ultimately, this is where we earn that success, because when you can keep your vision focused, you can create anything that it is that you wish. And this is where the 5 of Swords and the Knight of Swords is coming in to recognize that there's really no such thing as defeat as long as you keep moving forward. Yes, if you let yourself stay defeated, then of course that is the energy you're going to create for your life. Though if you're ready to learn the lessons from the quote-unquote loss, like the things that maybe didn't play out in which we were expecting or anticipating, the heartbreak or the pains in which we go through and grow through within our life, we can, of course, choose to stay stuck in those spaces, or we can choose to move forward. And this is where we are. There's a couple steps. It's first recognizing how miraculous it is that we've made it this far. Like, it's amazing that we have experienced all of those aspects of the journey that have built us. Those pains is where we find our purpose and our power. And now we're being called to make it move forward. I'm really getting the energy of building the home within, because ultimately, if we have the home within, everywhere we go, we can create a home. And there are many houses that are not homes. And it's very important to then connect to our own personal water, the intuition, the emotion, the feelings, because Cancer being the first water sign of the Zodiac, as we develop a greater level of awareness and knowing of our own personal waters, this is how we can then move forward and create from this clear water space rather than water that is focused in this energy of defeat, ultimately. That would be like stagnant puddles, or water is meant to flow, and when water stays in one place too long, it begins to get funky, and sometimes that can be no good for us. And so it's so important to keep the energy flowing. Ultimately, I'm getting very brief, like minimal, easy going means of building trust for oneself. Because it's so easy to not trust ourselves. And when we don't trust ourselves, we really can't do anything great, ultimately. We must trust in ourselves. We must believe ourselves capable and worthy of our greatness, ultimately, if we wish to earn that success. And a beautiful thing to develop that is literally just showing up for little things in our life. Like, let's say that maybe I want to clean my room today, so we clean our room that day, and that starts to build trust for ourselves. Whereas if we say I want to clean my room today and we don't clean our room today, then we're going to start to develop a lack of trust for self. And ultimately, this is where the energy of learning how to cultivate the walls and the, I want to say, fortitude of the mind was so essential for us to it's such an important part of life, because from this space then we can have our home wherever we go, ultimately. So I'm feeling immense shifts on this energy. Transformation, whether that be physically, metaphysically, internally, mentally, or a little bit of both. But just like redefining what the home looks like and feels like for you. Like, this can be something as simple as rearranging the furniture in your room. It can be just like developing a deeper awareness of your belief and your sense of self, or it could also be literally like shifting your entire living situation and dynamic. So that's the energy we're receiving right now, calling upon miracles for you. May you recognize that that's the energy that you want to cultivate in your home, in your house number 4, the energy of miracles, ultimately a house of love and connection to the divine within and all around us, because the divine moves through miracles. Cool. Thanks, Cancer. We can talk about that all night and keep moving with house number 5. House number 5. Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendants this evening. I dig it, I dig it. Cheers. Cheers, cheers. Thank you, Cancer, for the reminder. House number 5 tonight. Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendants. 5th house represents the ego, the desire, romance, passion, the flame, ruled by the sun, the light. For y'all tonight, let us see. House number 5. Leo, Moon, and Mars. Heck yeah. Do we have any Leos in the house? Any 5th house suns? Personally, I have 5th house sun in Pisces. Leo this evening. I love it. 5th house being the house of romance. We get some cards calling us out here on the table. Only one being right side up, and that is here. The 7 of Swords, Lord of Unstable Effort. We have the Ace of Wands here in the draw, Lord of the Roots of the Powers of Fire. And we have the Lover's heart here, the Lover's card in the root. Children of the Voices, Divine here in reverse. And Nyx, the Goddess of Secrets. So spicy this evening. Leo, what's the word? 5th house. There's a lot here to unpack. First and foremost, let's start simple. No need to shame ourselves for our desires. That's an unstable thing. Shame and guilt, doubt and worry is one of the best ways to limit ourselves from stepping into our lover's energy, claiming our power and our purpose and the things that light us up, that stoke our personal flame, that make us feel like this Ace of Wands energy. To have shame and guilt for those things, of course, and especially if they are not causing harm. Essential if they're not causing harm. Like, for example, if you see someone beautiful, like, there's a lot of brainwashing in conservative spaces that even if you find someone attractive that seemed as, like, demonic, that's the reason why some people are forced to cover themselves in various faiths. And that's so nonsensical. Everybody deserves to feel empowered and safe within their body to express themselves, especially if they are not making a scene of it. They're just simply being. And so this is where we're being called to step into our greatness and accept that we are hot stuff, ultimately, and walking forward into that. But then also, we could go a little spicier. The fact that we have the Lovers card over here in the root, the Secrets card and Lord of Unstable Efforts, big time getting energy. We're reading from 5th house, the house of romance, the house of desire, is like, okay, there is something here that is unstable, especially within connections. And I'm getting partnership. There's a lot of transformation. I mean, on the 25th, we have the eclipse in Libra, and this full moon is going to be an immense shift, completion cycle of all sorts of relationships. However you relate with the definition of that word, whether that be romantic relationship, friendship, business, family, all of our relationships are evolving, ideally, of course, for the better, and to the frequency of pure love, true love, whatever that means to you, and how you show up and step into that, and recognizing that every little thing that you do can be a practice of your love for yourself, the people, the world within and around you. And there's no reason to hide your love. There's no reason to keep that a secret. There's no reason to hold back your expression, your appreciation, your gratitude. You don't have to be out here sharing with everybody on IG like, oh my gosh, I love my life so much. I mean, if you want to, go for it. At the same time, ultimately, like, we are here to learn how to love our lives. And so we're being called out right now, like, what is creating this disconnect? Of course, it's not going to be all daffodil and dandelions. We're going to have our moments that we need to learn and go through and grow through those painful experiences. And at the same time, we must take radical responsibility for the ways in which we are perpetuating our own pain. We must accept the sword and pull it out, the unstable effort. Ultimately, if we wish to sustain this flame, trading that unstable effort for your Ace of Wands energy, and this will lead the light, the path for this lover's life. And a big part of that is, that energy of removing shame and guilt, because I think a lot of times people will keep themselves stuck in relationships and connections because of the potential worry for pain or fear. They're ashamed, or they're programmed or been taught to, like, think that relationships ending is a bad thing. It's a failure. But just because a chapter has ended doesn't mean you have to it's not the end of the world. Of course, grief is essential, and at the same time, like, when you complete a book, you're not going to be like, man, my life is ruined. I mean, some people are, but then you get over it. It's so important to just, like, let yourself finish reading the chapter. Alright, lovers. I love it. Thanks, house number 5. Leo, you're ruthless. What a beautiful reading. We're going to keep it flowing tonight with house number 6. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendants. House number 6 is the work, baby. So if house number 5 is the desire, house number 6 is the work that is required to sustain and cultivate that desire. Let's get right to it. What's the word this evening? Any messages? Any clarity, signs, or synchronicities for my Virgo this evening? We cut the deck. Clear the energy. What's the work? Oh shoot. With the stellium. We love our Virgos here. Absolutely. House number 6 for you this evening. Let's get right to it. We cut the deck. We clear the energy. We let it rest. Strong cards. There's another theme this evening. Yes, indeed. So right off the bat, only here in the root, we have the 10 of Wands, Lord of Oppression. Only one right side up in the tarot. We have the Queen of Pentacles. This is the card of Virgo here in reverse. Queen of the Thrones of Earth. I mean, technically she represents the season between Sagittarius and Capricorn, but I would say the Queen of Pentacles is very Virgo energy. We have the Sun here, right side up. Excuse me, reverse. Lord of the Fire of the World. And Iris, number 22, right side up for the collective. This is building on that 5th house energy of what we just spoke. If house number 3, Virgo is also ruled by Mercury. If Gemini, house number 3, is verbal communication, words, Virgo, house number 6, earth energy is body language. It's the communication that we represent with the energy that we're emitting. And this is why it's so important to learn how to move with confidence and with clarity, because when we can move from a space of confidence and clarity, our body language emanates whatever it is that we are speaking before we even put words to it. And this is where we're always doing this. We're always doing this. It's just like, do your words and do your actions match? Of course, right? And this is where it's so important to recognize where we have been attempted to be oppressed. With the 10 of Wands here, building on that 5th house energy, not to have shame, to not hold back from our expression, to undo these patterns of oppression, to utilize these chains that have been thrust upon us as our place of power, just as the Amazonian women did, like Wonder Woman and her sisters. They were once enslaved and they broke free from their bondage, and they still wore their cuffs of submission, their chains, as a means of reclaiming their power and also remembering where they came from, the story that had happened, so they would not forget, so they could continue to move forward. And then those braces eventually became able to block bullets and represent their liberation. This is where it's so important to stand in our power and to recognize that we are all earth stars. See, the stars, the sun in the middle of the solar system, and the earth, and you and I are all made of the same energy. And it's so important to recognize how we are all made of this cosmic universal divinity. It perpetuates this entire experience. The more we can see that within ourselves, the more we can cultivate that I am awareness, the more we can then tap into that embodiment. This is where that Queen of Pentacles energy comes to play. It's recognizing what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel free, what makes you feel liberated in your soul and in your being. And when do you feel that? Where do you feel that? And how can you continue to prioritize that realm of your life, cultivating that as your base frequency rather than just glimpses on occasion? Of course, we have to eventually, dip our toes into the water, but we can create this as our foundation. And that's the real work here. House number 6 is learning how to wake up like this, seeing yourself as the sun and stepping into your embodiment. But we all begin somewhere. And my question is, what makes you feel free? Iris, the goddess of communication, reminding us that everything is communication. And this is why the First Amendment is freedom of speech, freedom of belief, freedom of body language, freedom of expression, communicating with honesty, with openness, with integrity, discipline, and devotion to yourself, and the cultivation of your own personal astral cosmic essence. Ooh, I like that. House number 6, get right to it. Thanks, Virgo. Cheers to you. We keep it moving tonight. Next, we have house number 7, Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendants. Do we have any readings? Do we have any Libra this evening? We are currently reading for all 12 houses of the Zodiac. It is Tarot Tuesday. If anybody wants a personal reading, we will do a live stream for that after this one. If you know you want a reading tonight and you want to jump into the queue, Zen the Alchemist is my Cash App and my Venmo. PayPal, Zelle is in the bio. 3333 is the exchange this evening. If you ever want a one-on-one reading outside of this live stream, you can book that on my site where it says book one-on-one. I will never try to slide into your DMs and try to sell you a reading. All those accounts are fake. Thanks for being here today. Appreciate your presence. Thanks for kicking it. We're going to continue forward with house number 7. After this live stream, we will close this so we can save this, put the recording up on my YouTube tomorrow. So if you're just now getting here, yes, we are on house number 7. We have read for Gemini already. You can check out the recording on my YouTube tomorrow. You can go subscribe over there. Go check out the Instagram as well. And keep this energy right now. Do we have any Libras in the house, 7th house, wherever you may be? Sun, Moon, Ascendants for you, my friends. And yes, if you want a reading tonight, you can book it right now and you'll be first up in the next live stream, just like maybe 30 minutes from now. For the collective, house number 7, Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendants. Let's do this. So if house number 6 is the work, house number 7 is how we work together. Libra is all about relationships. It's all about balance. It's all about connection and justice. Yes, Libra. House number 7 for you this evening. Also ruled by Venus, the planet of love. If Taurus is self-love, Venus is loving one another. And of course, I love it. These cards came out to play today. Everyone on the table in reverse. We'll start here. The Lord of Love, Two of Cups for the collective. Queen of Wands here, also reverse. Queen of the Thrones, the Flames. Nine of Swords here, in the root. Lord of Despair and Cruelty. And here, the Goddess of the Sun, Yi, for the collective this evening. Building on this theme tonight of self-love and expression and liberation. Ultimately, we are here to show up in our love and to live from this space, but we've been pained. We've been attempted to be stifled for shining and igniting our flame because the world has such a warped relationship with expression due to Hollywood and the quote-unquote concept of the ego. Most times when you step into your power, people are like, oh, you're being egoic. You're not. No. There's a very strong difference of knowing that you're the shit and thinking that you're better than anybody else. A very strong difference. It's just embracing your own stench because we're all the shit just out here. As Oscar Wilde says, all of us are in the gutter. Some of us are staring at the stars. Just because you're staring at the stars doesn't mean you're better than anybody else. We are all stars. We all are made of the sun, and we can all tap into our own personal cosmic astral energy. And then when we tap into our own personal cosmic astral energy, we can assist those who are maybe not as capable of doing so, or at least shine as beacons, as reminders, as reflections for one another to inspire and encourage and uplift. Ultimately, this is what we are here to do, but because of all the projections of pain and suffering and difficulty that we experience throughout our life, it's so easy to let those shadows cast upon us to keep us stuck with our head down and blinders on our eyes. It takes courage and bravery to open up our heart and to lean into our power and the light within. I'm getting energy of Spirited Away. I don't know if you've ever seen that film. It's an amazing Miyazaki film. And there's a character in there, spoiler alert, I highly recommend you watch it. There's a character in there, and there's like this big monster, and as it consumes, it gets bigger and bigger and creates sludge and a mess everywhere over this space. And it turns out that he had this like deep-rooted, stuck anchor within his system, and the lassie had to pull it out. It's like this, basically like a splinter, to use the metaphor. She pulls out this splinter, and from that he's able to release all of this pain and suffering because this tiny splinter had created all these blockages. And that's why the practice of like something like acupuncture is actually pretty amazing, because we have all of these pinpoints across our body where our energy flows, and we have oftentimes blockages throughout our system. And oftentimes the despair, the cruelty, the pains that we experience throughout our life create those blockages and those pinpoints, and it's so important to commit ourselves to this journey of healing to get our energy flowing. And so this is where just like even a brief body scan of looking over yourself, like where is my energy easy to flow, where is it difficult, and this is where practices like yoga or Tai Chi can assist an individual in cultivating their own connection, their personal chi, their personal life energy, their mana, their prana, their personal breath. Breath work and all this good stuff can also help this as well. So, ultimately, don't get bitter, get better. We're seeing a lot of shifts right now, especially house number 7, Libra relationships. With this eclipse happening on the 25th, lots of evolution, alterations. Don't get bitter, get better. Stay focused on the greatness and trust and have faith that it's all working out for a greater purpose. Whether that's by God or you or one in the two. We keep it flowing, my dudes. Thank you, Libra. House number 7. Do not allow yourself to get trapped within the darkness. You're so much stronger than you give yourself credit. Let's get to it. If you like that message, go ahead and drop me the Justice Scale or your 777 or any emoji that reminds you of Libra this evening. We're going to keep this energy flowing. Scorpio, house number 8. Today, Sun, Moon, Ascendants. Yes. Cards are jumping for you. Scorpio being the depths, the darkness. And of course, I cut the deck and we get the Scorpio Sun card, the one who's been making an appearance all night. The Death card, Scorpio Sun, Moon, Ascendants, Transformation. Yes, if 7 is relationship. 8th house is the transformation of those relationships, whether that be the marriage or the death, whether that be the depths. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Also, like, deep-seated aspects of self, the shadow. Yeah. Gotta love Scorpio. House number 8, infinity today. What's the message? We cut the deck, we clear it, we let it rest. Perfect indeed. I love it. Strong energy for Scorpio this evening. Only one card right side up on the table. We have Princess of Wands. Princess of the Shining Flame for you today. We have the Two of Cups here in reverse. Once more, the Lord of Love making another appearance tonight. Venus in Cancer. We have Temperance once more. Daughter of the Reconcilers here in reverse. And Benzai 10, the goddess number 6, the goddess of beauty for house number 8 this evening. This is just building on the theme tonight. Scorpio being the house of transformation. I'm seeing an evolution in self-worth. I'm seeing stepping into one's belief in self and one's blossoming and blooming, ultimately with the Princess of Wands here in the root, Princess of the Shining Flame. Only right side up here today shows me that this is the energy that we've made it to, and now we move forward from here. So moving forward into our life, if it is not in alignment, if it's not complementing me and my Princess of Wands energy, what's the point? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and it's important for us to cultivate a life of beauty, whether that be the way in which we decorate our house, or the way in which we decorate ourselves, or the way in which we share time and company and conversation with one another. Everything can be beautiful, and beauty is one of the closest, if not the closest, quality to divinity. And everything is beautiful at the end of the day, and when you can dissolve the judgments of the separation of that's not beautiful, this is when you can step deeper into your role as the creator and your power. Absolutely. We have the Temperance card here, and the Two of Cups here. Both reversed, encouraging us to recognize that this is an organic and a natural process. You can't rush perfection. The transformation happens naturally, just bringing it back once more, that energy of the snake shedding its skin, and how you can't rush that process. And Baba Ram Dass shared this in his book, Be Here Now. The snake sheds its skin in its own time. How important it is for us to honor that process, to not rush that process, to not force a dang thing, but to simply lead with love. The Lord of Love being a very prominent card, made itself here almost 3 times tonight, I think. So beautifying one's life, and this is like really, it's work. Beauty takes work. It's not something that happens effortlessly, but the people who are good at it make it look easy, and that is our goal. This is our journey of learning. We've already made it here to the Princess of Wands. Now we step deeper into the Queen, Empress, Goddess, roles of creation, ultimately. Groovy. Thank you, Scorpio. Yes, drink water, Scorpio. Fixed water tonight. We keep it flowing. Cheers to each and every one of you. House number 8. If you like that reading, go ahead and click the screen a couple times. Maybe drop your favorite emoji that reminds you of Scorpio energy. And we keep it flowing tonight. Next, we have Sagittarius, house number 9, Sun, Moon, Ascendants. Do we have any Sagittarius out there? We're stoked for this. We are stoked for this. Sagittarius. Ruled by Jupiter, the house of expansion, divine guidance, wisdom, evolution, beauty. Yes, indeed. House number 9 for you. This evening, we cut it. We clear it. We let it rest. What's the word tonight? Wherever you have 9th house placements, wherever you have Jupiter, for you, my friends. This is us in our greatness. Yes. Perfect. We get an extra card for you tonight. House number 9. I love this. And it's perfect. This is literally what we just went from Scorpio to Sagittarius. Knight of Wands here in the root. Scorpio to Sagittarius. We have the 6 of Wands here in reverse. Lord of Victory right around the corner. The Lovers makes another appearance. Like I said, these two came out together. Children of the Voices Divine, both in reverse. The 6 of Wands, the Lovers. 4 of Pentacles off the top. Lord of Earthly Power. And Audien Road, the Goddess of Time, here for you, my friends. House number 9, Sagittarius tonight. Some very good cards. I feel like this entire evening has been building on this energy. And now it's like initiation, especially as we're stepping into the first Tuesday of Aries season. Aries season just beginning. Happy New Year's, everybody. We are out here doing the thing, tapping into our earthly power and on the path of victory. We are the lovers. We are the last of our kind. Do not allow yourself to succumb to all the pains. Do not allow yourself to become brittle and bitter. Allow yourself to be brave. Continue to step into your earthly power, what makes you feel alive. Yes, all in perfect time. And of course, time isn't real or whatever, or time is forever or whatever. Ultimately, the more we take our time, the more we develop a healthy relationship with time. We don't rush our process. We allow ourselves to be present throughout it all, because it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. This is where it's so important to take your time and stop and smell the roses, ultimately, and cultivate your power and sharpen your sword and do the daily disciplines necessary to make sure that you stay on track. And this is how we continue to expand and evolve organically, just as the plants do. They receive the sunlight throughout the day, they take in all that nutrient, the water, and it rains, they soak that up through their roots, and then throughout the night, they reach up for that sun that is no longer there, they're looking for it, so they stretch with all that nutrient, they're looking, they're expanding. This is where we are right now, we're stretching throughout the dark, we're looking for that sunlight, because Aries season has just started, and we're ready. The sun is lit. Knight of Wands here is initiation, is stepping into this, and we're guided. It's all in the hands of God. We really don't have to worry. In fact, worry is going to be a waste of the imagination and one of our greatest obstacles along the journey. The more we can lean into that fear, that doubt, see it for what it is and say, not today. Keep moving forward. This is how we persist and we prevail. And this is how we move forward on that path of victory. Thank you, Sagittarius. I love this energy. We're on track. We just keep moving. One beat at a time. Strong, encouraging reminder tonight. House number 9. Thank you dearly. Appreciate it. If you like that message, go ahead and drop me a 999 or any energy that reminds you of Sagittarius. That's awesome, Riz. Super sweet. We keep it flowing for Sagittarius. And on to Capricorn, house number 10. Sun, Moon, Ascendants, wherever you have a Saturn placement. House number 10 is all about the foundation, the base frequency, where we are grounded, where we are growing from. This is our rules and regulations, our legacy, our reputation. House number 10. Our devotion, our discipline, our law, our order, our justice. For you. Sad, my friends. That's beautiful. Super strong. And silent about their strength, too. I mean, they like to show up, but they're not showing off. House number 10. Immense shifts for the collective. Let's get right to it. Only swords here on the table. First and foremost, we have the 3 of Swords. Lord of Sorrow. Saturn in Libra. Currently, Saturn is in Pisces, but some might be feeling this energy, or at least Saturn, how it's displayed in the mainstream of government energy, sorrow. We have in reverse, around the corner, Lord of Earned Success. 6 of Swords. 3, 6, 8 of Swords. Lord of Shortened Force, Saturn in Gemini here for the collective tonight. Lord of Shortened Force. And in reverse, once more, we have the goddess of revelations, Lisi, this evening for house number 10. Lots are to be revealed. Lots has been revealed. Obviously, the government is corrupt. Finally, people are waking up to this. It's only taken so many years. How long have we been here? Though, that is no reason to allow ourselves. This is where it's really important to step into the role of your own personal power. So much is being revealed throughout this collapse. The apocalypse literally translates to the revelation, the coming of truth, and recognizing what's playing out, and how to tap into your own personal power throughout all of this, ultimately. How can you recognize that these sorrows can be your platform, your purpose to earn your success, transforming your pain into your power, practicing that alchemy, not allowing these things to shorten your force, but ultimately seeing these experiences as your teachers, your guides to step deeper into you, who you are to become, actualizing your destiny, your greatness. Yes. Westside Cows, we are currently reading for the collective. We will be reading personal readings after this live stream, so if you'd like to jump in, the queue is open. We have 2 more readings. We have Capricorn right now, Aquarius, and then Pisces, and then we'll close this live stream and we'll start anew. Right now, lots being revealed. I'm seeing this as a very strong general message, especially with the energy that we were just building on throughout the entirety of the live stream, of being empowered and stepping into one's own cosmic astral aspects and believing in oneself. As you do this, you reclaim your power from yourself and you stop giving it away to these corrupt governments. Absolutely. And, the government in which we exist and live, it operates, it feeds on the pain, the suffering, the doubt, the worry of the people. And this is where it's so important to claim your power by stepping into your purpose, by healing yourself. In a sick world, one of the most radical, rebellious things you can do is to simply choose the path of healing. And through this process, we reclaim our power, our purpose, and our roles as the creators of our life. We can either choose to be victims or we can choose to not. Victor energy, see, way tonight. Thank you, Capricorn. House number 10. Lord of Earned Success is the real kicker here today. We're going to keep this energy flowing. From number 11, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendants. How's it sound? How's it sound? Can you hear me all right? Is the music too loud out there with the nature doing her thing? I love her sounds, don't get me wrong. Right now, we are reading for Aquarius, house number 11, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, ruled by Uranus. This is the house of the collective. This is universal truth and wisdom. The water bearer. The air that we breathe. Aquarius energy this evening. House number 11 for the collective. Do we have any Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendants in the house? We're focused. We're here for it. Aqua Rising Risk. I love it. This card also wants to make multiple appearances tonight. This is a very strong message. We're going to start here. Only one card right side up. We have the Hierophant. Magus of the eternal gods. This is each and every one of us. The Hierophant here in Aquarius energy. The Hangman here in reverse. Spirit of the mighty waters. And the Six of Swords once more. Here as well. Lord of Earned Success. We are on track. We're rooted here. We're on the path. Rhea, the goddess of flow, also in reverse. And this is where we are being called out. How we all play a prominent and personal role in showing up in the collective. Yes, the collective has its own karma, and we play a role in that. As we step into our own personal devotions, disciplines, and practices, we then play a role in our grand Leela that we call life. According to Hindu mythology, this life is already scripted like a beautiful play on a stage, and we all have a role to play. It's so important that we show up and we ask, what is my role and how can I do my best throughout this? How can I give my all to this experience? How can I lay it all on the line? Because we can't bring it with us when we go. And a big part of that is recognizing where we're obstructing our flow. How are we getting in our own way? And that comes down to what we're doing on every moment, every day, and how these little things compound on each other and build and build and build, and how important it is to recognize when it's time to shift, to look at our life, to reflect. What things am I doing on a daily basis? Whether that be like still drinking Carbucks. Why are you still drinking Carbucks? She's like, oh shit, I feel called out. Like, where are your values? What do you stand for? What do you believe in? And like, it's so important to recognize, to call ourselves out. Like, how am I getting in my own way? Like, are my actions really lining up with what I hold true? I mean, of course we are human. We are not perfect. It's not healthy to demonize or shame or guilt ourselves for not showing up to the standards that we hold for ourselves. You know, it's good to give ourselves grace, and at the same time, it's important that we show up and do what it is required for us to align ourselves and to keep flowing in a direction with our greatness. Like, right now the floodgates are opening, my friend, and you can hear it on the roof. And it's so important to continue to be uncouth, unshamed, reckless, not reckless, but unabashed, like unhinged. That's the word we're going for. Not too reckless. Be silly. Have fun out there, my friends. Stop taking shit so seriously. But ultimately, like, what are you doing on a daily basis, and how is that cultivating a space for you to earn your success? What's obstructing your flow right now? And what limiting beliefs, patterns, and perceptions of reality are needing to be corrected? So, because, you know, all the planets are direct right now, so you better come correct. You better show up. You better do what's best for you and the world around you, because as you take care of yourself, you're doing just that. Thanks. Alright, Aquarius. That's where we all play a very pivotal role in showing up for the collective. I appreciate y'all. We learn alongside each other. Nobody's perfect, but we're all learning. That's the truth. Let's keep doing it, my dude. Grateful to grow and learn alongside you. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for being here for ages, to my day ones. I see you out there. We're going to keep it flowing for you, my friends. House number 12. Last but not least, Pisces energy. Sun, Moon, Ascendants, Pisces. The last day, it's probably now Aries season. Happy New Year. The last one for you, my friends. House number 12. The house of the subconscious. The realm beyond existence, beyond space, time, and definition. The realm of the dreamers. The realm of the imagination. Ruled by Neptune for you, my friends. Pisces. Let's do this. Got the deck. We cleared it. We let it rest. Do we have any Pisces in the house? Sun, Moon, Ascendants, wherever you have 12th house placement. For you, my friends. We're doing it. Awesome. The cards being real. Leaving us on this note. And how important it is to flow. Lots of big shifts happening for the collective. And Pisces being a realm of creation. Yes, Scorpio is the house of death and transformation, but Pisces is house number 12, the last in the Zodiac, which then initiates new signs and stepping into the new calendar. Right here on the table, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Right side up. Lord of Success, unfulfilled. Saturn in Aries. Saturn's making his way through Pisces right now. Will be in Aries in a couple years. We have here the Knight of Pentacles. Lord of the waves, the waters. The Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, Lord of the Waves and Waters. Aquarius to Pisces season. We're here at the tail end of the Pisces season. We have the Knight of Wands once again for Pisces, my friends. Lord of the Flames of Lightning. And Athena, the goddess for the collective, the goddess of wisdom, the battlefield, knowledge, in reverse. If I'm being real, I feel like a lot of this is learning by flame. With the Lord of Success unfulfilled and the Knight of Wands energy, it's like sometimes we have to touch the fire in order to know that it's hot. But you are resilient, and you cannot squench the water. Like, with this Knight of Cups and this Athena, both in reverse, this is where it's so important to recognize, okay, what did I learn from this? okay, what did I learn from this? This success, unfulfilled energy, this completion, this ending of a cycle, this ending of a chapter. We could, of course, look at it and be like, oh man, all of those things really freaking sucked. Or we could be like, wait a minute, I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I'm still kicking it. I might have a couple more scars, but at least I'm still here breathing and kicking it. What did I learn from this? And that's how we move forward from those flames, and we rise like the phoenix from the ashes. We practice that alchemy, and we transform all of that pain, all of that peril into our purpose, into our power, into our presence. Cultivating our presence and learning how to show up and shine our light. Keep our heart open, keep our flame lit, staying stoked for our life, and learning how to recognize that this is where we were born. Really, it's returning to our core essence, like a child does, just innocent and pure, just luminescent. We all still have this being within us, and it's so important to return to this. And through the process of accepting when things do not play out and moving forward with our life, and then learning from this, we can return to these ways of being, and we can continue to cultivate, but now from this greater awareness which we have been developed. Like personally, we just turned 27 this week. I feel like I'm 23 right now. I feel so young, but I also feel so much more wise than I was at 23. And so like that's where it's also important to recognize that like age is a number, and really what's all about is your mental, physical, and spiritual health. And as you begin to move to those tunes and you take responsibility and you dive into your journey of healing and you commit to your path of becoming, this is how you can then return, like I want to say go backwards, bring the clock backwards, just like return to your youth. You know, some of the oldest people have such youthful souls, but they actually have really wise old souls, but the wise old souls are also very youthful. It's ironic because we recognize how essential it is, and that's our natural eternal state of being. And that, I feel like, is what Pisces season has been teaching me personally. Like all these sheddings, all these undoings, all these taking responsibility and making peace with the closures and the conclusions of chapters, these successes that are unfulfilled, because we can see these things that didn't play out the way that we thought that were going to play out as success unfulfilled, or we can just recognize that maybe it just wasn't meant to be. And maybe the universe has something even greater in store for us. And that's really where this Knight of Cups energy is also encouraging us to lean into our intuition and our faith. Whew. I like it. What a wave. Keep swimming, my friends. Happy Pisces season. Happy New Year. Happy Aries season. Happy day to each and every one of you. Appreciate you. What a solid reading. This recording will be up on my YouTube tomorrow or so if you want to check that out, you can go subscribe on there. We're going to close out this live stream to save that recording. We're going to open up another live stream in a little moment or so, where we will do personal readings. So West Side Cows, if you would like a reading tonight, the queue is open. We'll be jumping back into live stream within 5 minutes or so. Zen the Alchemist is my Cash App in the Venmo. PayPal, Zelle is in the bio. If you would like a reading, you want to be the first one there. I'll be happy to read for you. If you don't use those apps, there's also a link in my site where it says book now. Zen the Alchemist is the Cash App in the Venmo. PayPal, Zelle is in the bio if you want to be the first one for the next reading. We'll be there in just a moment. See you soon. Thanks for being here, my dudes. Godspeed to each and every one of you.